Give me 7 minutes, not your whole life, not your story, your struggles, your someday, just a sliver of presence. 7 minutes where you listen, not to me, but to that part of you that knows this can't keep going the way it's been. Because if you do, I'll force you to lock in this 2025, and you'll do it without hype, without guilt, without needing some perfect plan, just clarity. Let me guess, you started this year with fire in your chest. Maybe it was the gym, a business idea, fixing your sleep, finding your people, and for a few weeks, maybe even a month, you felt it, you were in it. But then life tugged at the edges, a few late nights, an old habit creeping in, an unexpected emotional dip, and before you knew it, you were back at war with yourself, negotiating with your goals, talking yourself out of showing up. You told yourself, I'm just adjusting, it's just a phase, I'll get serious in March, or maybe after my birthday. But what you're really doing is waiting for the perfect version of yourself to arrive. Spoiler, they're not coming. You're not fighting laziness, you're fighting something far stickier. Emotional drag, that heavy, invisible resistance that builds up when you've broken too many self-promises, the kind that makes simple actions feel exhausting, the kind that keeps you in your head even when your heart is screaming to act, and you carry it every day. It shows up in the way you scroll past reminders of who you wanted to become. It lives in the sigh you make when your alarm goes off. It echoes in that tiny voice that says, why even try again? This isn't about discipline. It's about repairing a relationship with yourself that you've quietly abandoned. Here's where it hurts. You still see yourself as someone who might change instead of someone who is changing. And that subtle distinction, it decides everything. Because if deep down you still believe you're the kind of person who flakes, who doesn't finish, who self-sabotages under pressure, then no matter what system you use, you'll unconsciously prove yourself right. That's how identity works. It's not logic, it's repetition. And right now, you're rehearsing a story you don't want to be true. I want you to imagine something. There are 2 versions of you walking side by side. One version, I'm the one you've been living, moves in circles. They get excited. They start strong, but they keep pausing at every discomfort, every doubt, every urge to return to old comfort zones. They're well-intentioned, but always negotiating, always stopping short of the turn. And then there's the other you, quiet, unflashy, but steady. They move forward even when it's boring. They act even when it's inconvenient. They stop waiting to feel ready because they've learned readiness is a myth. Both of these lives are available to you, and every day, with every small choice, you cast your vote. So which one are you feeding? Now pause and picture it. You're standing in a hallway with 2 doors. Both are open. One feels familiar, like a warm couch you've sunk into 100 times. The other is colder, quieter, sharper around the edges. But beyond it, there's light, clarity, pride, and not comfort, but self-respect. You can't walk through both. So let me ask you, what's one habit you keep calling temporary, that's slowly becoming who you are? What's one story you've repeated so often, you've started living it by default? What's one truth you've been avoiding, because once you admit it, change becomes non-negotiable? This is the uncomfortable grace of self-reflection. It doesn't beat you down, it wakes you up. Let's stop calling it grinding or beasting or going all in. Let's call it what it really is, alignment. Locking in isn't about working harder. It's about wasting less energy on resistance. It's about becoming so emotionally grounded in your purpose that outside noise starts to sound like static. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove anything because their actions already speak for them. That's what real change feels like. Not loud, not dramatic, just true. You've been sold the wrong story. That discipline is punishment. That structure is oppression. That commitment means losing your freedom. But here's the truth. Discipline is a nervous system reset. It's the boundary that protects your peace. It's the structure that creates space for joy. When you're locked in, you stop living at the mercy of your emotions. You stop chasing dopamine hits. You stop trying to impress people who don't even know the real you, and you start coming home. That's the quiet revolution. Not becoming someone else, but finally allowing yourself to be who you were meant to be consistently. Let's get brutally honest. You've got 265 plus days left in this year. But if you don't shift today, you'll be the same person on day 200 as you are right now. Because time doesn't change you. Choice does. And the choice isn't to do more or be better. The real choice is this. Are you going to keep rehearsing the old story of self-doubt, inconsistency, and chaos? Or are you finally ready to retire that version of yourself and let someone new take the wheel? This year will not be changed by hype. It will be changed by ritual, by small things done repeatedly with presence. Stretching before you check your phone. Breathing when you're overwhelmed instead of quitting. Showing up on the days your mind says it doesn't matter. These are the stitches that hold your new life together. Not grand gestures, but quiet loyalty to your future self. Breathe. Let this land. Imagine locking eyes with the version of you who didn't quit, who made the hard choice every day, who found peace, not by escaping struggle, but by walking through it with grace. That person isn't far away. They're just unpracticed. So practice. Practice choosing alignment over adrenaline. Practice being consistent instead of intense. Practice coming back again and again without shame. This is the breath of return, and you can take it anytime. So here's what I want you to do before this ends. Don't just like this video. Don't just nod and move on. Comment one sentence, just one. Not about your goals, not about your vision board, not about your future house, car, business, abs, or aesthetics. Just write this. This year, I return to myself. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing worth locking in. Not the hustle, not the outcome, not the dopamine, but the quiet promise you make to yourself to stop abandoning the life that's been calling you home all along. You gave me 7 minutes. Now go give yourself the rest of the year. But this time, do it differently.